All right, yeah, we're going to get started. And what I'm going to do first, let me introduce myself. My name is Stephen A. Williams. I'm the president and co founder of Blue Book MKE, and I'm the creator of the Let's Level Up Your Business 5 Day Challenge. And this video here, well, not video, this Zoom call that we're on right now is where I'm going to show you one of the campaigns that I was fortunate to be a part of. To let you know a little bit about my background, is I've been the owner of a weekly publication for the last 33 years, and I've worked with, and this is a printed publication, even though the internet is out right now, is more dominant, but I've been involved in the print advertising industry for 33 plus years, and that's given me a very interesting look on the inside of, number one, how business owners think and what types of businesses are doing well and which ones are not. I've been able to see where you could have a one business owner that's in the same business as another, and it just seems that that business owner, due to their negativity, cannot get their business to do as well as the other one. So I have a lot of experience with dealing with businesses and face to face. They call it belly to belly, going into stores, mom and pop, corporate companies like Boost Mobile, which was one that I did a conference with today on marketing independent store locations here in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin market. For today's video, what we're going to talk about, or today's Zoom call, I'm going to talk about a campaign that I was very fortunate to be a part of. And it was where a company that was dealing with DME, which is like medical devices or uh, medical supplies for individuals that were, usually senior citizens, but it could be for people who might have met their qualifications. But the big thing that they had a issue with, which I'm going to bring up with my screen share, I'm going to show you why they chose to, why they reached out to my company. And part of it was that the individual who worked, that was one of the executives with the company, had also knew about me doing work in the community with my current business. So it was like, hey, Steve could, maybe Steve could do it. And also he saw that I was doing a lot of online stuff, which was where they were lacking experience with the marketing department with their company. So let me get right here. Okay, so and then also I need to tell you up front that I let him know that I was going to be doing this training slash I don't know if I want to revealing of this campaign, and he said that due to my NDA that I couldn't reveal their company information. And he said, you don't want to get sued. We're still doing this business, and I don't want any problems. So he said, do not put our name into it. So I had to kind of reshape this to use examples actually from one of the companies that we did research on, to be able to kind of put their stuff together. So whenever I'm putting together an advertising program campaign, I'm going to also do my own research to kind of see what's working out there and to see how I can make it better. So here's the problems that they had, and they were in the medical supply industry, or they are still currently, is that they were buying old data from leads. And I'll explain to you why they were buying leads, because you might be saying, well, aren't people just coming to a location or a store? No, they did not have a location. This was a 100% online business. That might sound crazy to some people, but they were doing this whole business with selling uh, medical supplies online, but they were a very aggressive company, not just where they just depended on people going to their website and, looking at what they had to offer and order. And no, they were very aggressive. This company is a multi-million dollar per month company. And so they were very aggressive. And what they would do is they would buy tens of thousands of leads on a monthly basis, and they would work through those leads, making thousands of calls every single day. I believe that they were buying over 30 to 40,000 leads per month, and they would run those leads through their system on a daily basis to try to get people on the phone. And so that was problem number one, is they were buying outdated, they were buying data that was probably ran through by other companies that are in their same industry. And you never know how many times the people were called. You don't know how old the numbers are. The people would not remember that they filled out a form. All types of problems could lead up to when you're buying data like that. There's a lot of lead providers that are out there, and they'll sell you leads and you don't know where they came from, how old they were. And then another problem is that you don't know that that lead was that they actually want you to call. And so when I worked with them, I said, I'm going to help solve these problems. So they had a low answer rate. It was like 1 or 2%. And I'm going to explain why these companies are able to even make it on 1 or 2% answer rate. People didn't expect to be called, and I said that I could solve that problem. Their telemarketing reps' motivation was very low, and I said that I know I can solve that problem because with my own team of reps that I have, utilizing the way that I put together campaigns, and when they're getting leads that's for their specific campaign, they're going to get a lot better. It's going to be a lot better call. So I already knew that I could get that motivation up with their reps. The next thing is that they were not, the people who were running their marketing department, when I looked at what they were doing, they were not, what I would call up to date ad guys or girls. That's what I call it. A lot of people will call me the ad man or the blue book man. It's because I know about making ads. Like one of my specialties that I've been practicing on even before the internet came about was that I used to put together ad campaigns, and I would run them in newspapers across the country, and I would have to test to see if those ads would work. And because when you're running it in newsprint, you would actually, unless you're running in a daily paper, you'd have to wait a week to know if that ad is going to work, or even longer. If you're putting it in a magazine, you could be waiting a whole month or two. And so I had to become very good at making the ads the first time. And that's what I told them. I said, I can pretty much in a day or two let you know if your online ad is going to be working or not. And I came through like gangbusters with that promise with them. And then creativity to the project. I said, we got to be very creative. People are busy. People are, online, or they're doing all the other stuff that they want to do. And we got to, be creative on getting their attention. And I came through on that. And then they needed to improve the surveys that they passed to the doctors. So unlike maybe your business, this actually, for this whole sales process to be able to work, they had to actually get a doctor to sign off on that medical supply, the use of medical supply, because most people, not to say some of them wasn't, but the 99.9% of the people that they were signing up as customers for those products, or if it was a service that was provided, they were going to be using insurance. And the only way insurance is going to authorize it is if a doctor signed off on it with a prescription or something. And so they needed to get that survey that they had inserted in there. They needed to make that better. And then the overall cost of acquiring a customer was $560. So to give you an example, with all of the leads that they got, and from the leads that they got in touch with on the phone, and they made a sale, the average cost that they were paying at that time was $560 per sale. We got that down to around 160. So you can see from just doing the work that we were doing, we lowered their cost to acquire a customer, And so we saved them money there, and then we improved all of these points that they had problems with. Now, let's get into why they were able to pay so much for a customer even before they came to me. Is their flagship product that they were selling was back brace. Now you may be saying I can go to Walgreens and get a back brace for what, on the top level $100, on the lower end maybe $20. Well, these back braces that they were selling were going between $1,600 to $2,500. Now remember, insurance is paying this, so it was going to be a different price. And when I looked at the back braces, some of these did have some features, I would call them features, that you don't get with a regular back brace. But it was a back brace, and people were paying $1,600 to $2,500. Their insurance was paying this, and then they also did diabetic test strips. And when insurance is paying, it seemed like the prices were somewhere around $240. They had knee braces for $550, walking cane, blood sugar meters, crutches, hospital beds, oxygen equipment, walkers, all of this stuff is what they were eventually had an ability to sell. So you can see even at 560, and you can have one customer need multiple DME equipment, you could see that they could make a lot of money off of just one customer. So that's why this company, number one, is a multi-million-dollar company. And so now let's go into, I want to show you something. Even though I was not able to use their information, I want to show you the company that I used to do the research on them. So they couldn't stop me from doing that, because this company is widely known. And let's see here, I'm going to pull it up here. Is widely known. You've probably seen this. It's Better Health Care with a K. This is the website. Now, just in case you don't know this, this is a very interesting website, because this website is actually put together for lead generation. Most people who come to this website, they don't understand it. When I did the research on it, I was like, this was a very creative idea that this individual, that the marketing team for this company, this is not the same company that I did work for. This is the company that I researched. And what I had found was that all of this stuff that they have, all of this content that they have here, is just to get you to become a lead with their company. And so I'm going to show you their process of what they did. So here's their marketing material. So what they would do is they would run banner ads on their website, and they would feed in traffic to their website. They would also run banner ads in other places too. So it wasn't just on their website, but this, for example, here is what I'm showing you is on their website. So you could see that they would have banner ads, and I'm going to move up a little bit so you can see this one here. You see, it says, enjoy. This was the lead generation. And actually, this is the same type of lead generation that I put together for my client after I saw this, because this is like a 2-for-1. When I explained this to you, this is going to blow your mind, I promise you. So they were giving away a free recipe book. It says Eat Healthy. So the focus is on getting this free recipe book. It has all of the telling about what's in there. And then look at this word. It says diabetes friendly meals. That is a very important keyword, because when you look at this, and this may be past you, you may not even be thinking. Some of you might be thinking, got your thinking caps on. The reason why they put diabetes friendly meals in here is because everything that they're really doing is targeted towards people with diabetes, because they know that people with diabetes is going to be in those categories of having some of the problems that I outlined with the DME equipment that they provided. People who have that are diabetics might have problems getting around. Obviously, they have issues with their sugar. They got to always monitor their glucose levels. They got to do that stuff all the time. And then there's just other issues that come up. I know people who have diabetic problems have problems with their feet. There's all types of things that they could have issues with. So this here was the main lead generation offer. When people filled in the form, so you can see here, they clicked it. It wasn't just where they were going to send you this free cookbook. No, they wanted your information, or they wanted the individual's information. And I'm going to scroll down here. And this was when I came across this information, this was very good information. And this was actually a breakdown that someone had that had actually worked, I guess, with the company or something. I'm not sure, but they had got a hold of this information. It was actually made public with something that went on with the way that they were doing their lead generation. But so what they were basically doing is, and a lot of, you may have heard this word before, it's called co-registration. So what they would do is all of these different opportunities or slash offers that are within this website, you can see where if they ended up clicking on this one right here. So this was on another website, and then this is considered co-registration, where someone fills in a form for this, say they want to get money, or they want to get a low interest rate credit card. When they clicked here, it would also ask them questions like, are you a diabetic, to see if they would meet that criteria. And if they did, it would flip them over to the Better Health Care website. And then it would also give them the chance to get that free book. Or with this one here was what was it, a free, yeah, with the free diabetic recipe guide. And then they would click it and it would automatically start collecting their information, ask them to start submitting their information. So this here was considered co-registration. And so when someone filled out a form or clicked an opportunity, it would give them these opportunities, additional ones would pop up. And if they hit yes, then they would ask for their information with pertaining to that. And so this, regardless of how they got to the website, if it was from a banner ad or if they were on the website and they clicked to take advantage of one of the offers, this form would pop up and you could see right here it's asking this information. Now you might be saying, well, why is it asking for a phone number and the address and all that and their date of birth? Like you could see for the cookbook, you could send this to the address, but why is it asking for all this information? The reason why it's asking for all this information is because look at this right here. By checking this box and clicking continue, I consent to receive calls from betterhealthcare.com at my telephone number listed above to help complete my membership profile and obtain my member benefits and receive the special offer. I understand that these calls can be generated using an auto dialer and that my consent to receive these calls is not required as a precondition for me to purchase any goods or services, and standard data rates apply. So you can see that they were already letting them know. Now, these were some of the other offers that they had that were out there that they had available. And then, so when they became a lead, this was the flow that they sent them through. And this is the same type of flow that we sent my client through. So the agent will call the patient, and you see how they call it a patient. The reason why they're already saying a patient is because they know from what they filled in about the diabetic guide that they wanted to get, that more than likely they're going to be a patient. But at this point, they're really not a patient, but they're just utilizing this information because they want their reps to be like, hey, everyone on the phone is a potential patient. So they have their welcome. And then if the patient is interested, the agent verifies patient basic information, advises them that they can get free home delivery for their diabetic testing supplies, and pulls in the patient's insurance information using a confidential lookup tool. So let me talk about this a little bit because I have this with one of my companies. I'm also an owner of a health uh, care providing service business. And when potential clients call in, there's this tool that we're registered for with the state and with the insurance providers, and we can type in the individual's information. That's why it was very important to get this here because what we need is a date of birth. We need that phone number as a verification, address, and their first and last name. And also for my service, what we do, which they would have got into here, they don't ask people for their social security number in the form, but you're also going to need that social security number to do a match because you want to, it will actually tell you what insurance that individual has. And then for my company, what we would do is we would see if we can take that insurance for this specific campaign. They would be looking up to see if what all would be required for them to utilize that insurance to provide the diabetic testing supplies to them. For my campaign that I worked on with the company I worked with, they were getting the information to see if they qualified to get the back brace. And so that it was the same thing or the other equipment, DME equipment that they had available, but they always led with the test strips and the back brace because they, anyone that's diabetic, they're going to mainly fall into those categories of needing that, some one or two or three of the DME equipment supplies. And also something real quick that I found out, generating the leads, and when we were generating them with, and we used a free cookbook, just like they did, a diabetic recipe cookbook. That was something that we changed. So let's kind of go back, come to think about it. So it says here, are you a diabetic? So yeah, they were actually focusing there, but this one here, they did not focus on it here, but they had it in the keyword. What I did is my ads that I designed for my client is we just straight up had a diabetic, a cookbook that, that would be beneficial to people that were diabetic. And so all of the leads that we got, they all had diabetes. They had it on different levels, but they all had issues with diabetes. So that all automatically made the quality of the leads a lot better because you could see the way that they ran their ad for the first cookbook is that if the individual didn't read, they could actually just be wanting to get a free cookbook. And but because a lot of people, when you're getting to doing ads, you'll see some of the times people focus on what they're getting for free, and if it doesn't have the keyword of what you're trying to do some type of qualification on, you can get a lot of people that'll opt in that are not qualified. So now, depending on the insurance of the patient, agent helps complete the survey and pitches all the offers that are qualified. So you can see here with this company, they would pitch them on everything that their insurance would pay for. So if it was a back brace, a knee brace, diabetic strips, this sale could be potentially, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So that's why they would go through this process. And during these processes, this conversation with the reps, these could take upwards of 30 to 45 minutes if they have someone qualified. Because once they pass this right here, once they pass this section and they know that they qualify, they're going to go through and they're going to be pushing. And you see that they use the word pitches all because, these are sales reps. They're going to try to, offer people this stuff because they know that they're going to get paid and that the individual doesn't have to pay it. So now this was some of the scripting that they had used. You can see here, this is the actual screen tool of the company. They were filling in this information. So this is like what from the rep view. So if you ever thought about having reps on your team, you can see here that they went into very good detail. So when the rep is talking to someone, they know exactly what to do step by step. Because if you're designing a campaign where you need to have reps call back, believe it or not, unless you write that out, there could be holes that could hamper your rep from being able to make a sale. And so you can see here that they took the time. They're asking right away the email address, the patient's name, middle initial, last name, zip code. When they look up the zip code, it's going to pull up, they had their location finder, and it would pull up their city, and then they would start, filling in the other information. And they have the gender, date of birth, contact number, and then alternative number. And then you can see that they had certain verification. And then they went into, they had a name of your doctor, and they would want the NPI number. This is a number that all of us have to get as a healthcare services provider. And all doctors have to have one as an individual number. And then they want that information because they're going to need that, because the doctor is going to have to sign off on what they're going to be getting. So you can see here, I won't go into too much detail on this, but you can see that this would take a lot of time for the rep to close out and make a sale on that. So now, and then they had some compliance stuff that they wanted to make sure that the rep followed through on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the exact process flow that I had put together for them to kind of show you how I kind of enhanced what they were already doing to make things work better for them. So I'm going to change my sharing screen here, and I'm going to kind of break down what I was able to do. I'm going to take a quick drink of water too while I do this, get this set for you. Okay. All right. So you can see here, let me check something real quick. Make sure I don't have any chats. Some people asking questions. Okay, so you can see here that when they came to me, they wanted to not have the they didn't want to buy leads. They wanted better leads. I won't say they didn't want to buy leads. They just wanted better leads. And so they were like, well, how much is this campaign going to be to test it? They were like, we don't want to waste our money, but because Anthony knows you, we know that you've been in the business for years. They actually came up to my office. They're from Florida. Came up to my office. People don't spend this type of money without sitting down in front of somebody. And I was like, well, to do a test, we're going to need to do 7 days in a row, and it's going to be $2,000 a day. Because at first I wanted to see what was going to be the cost to generate leads. I knew that I was going to be able to generate leads, but I wanted to see what that cost was going to be. And I wanted to see if my idea of offering the diabetic, the free diabetic book, was that going to work to get people to opt in? Well, it worked like gangbusters. I mean, I'm talking about right out of the gate, we were, timed out here. Let me get back logged in here. Right out of the gate, hopefully this gets right back to my page. Right out of the gate, I was able to make that campaign start generating leads. It started generating so many leads so fast that they had to actually get the telemarketing sales team up to speed. And it was not up to speed to where they had to, because they wasn't doing it already. Remember, this company was already making good money. What they wanted to do is they wanted to split off this campaign and have a whole nother crew. And that's what they had to get up to speed. They didn't want to use the same crew to make the calls. So I had leads popping in. Some days they were in for like $1, $2. So you're already seeing that we have a whole bunch of leads coming in. They need to get on the phone and make the calls. Also, something that I did, which the other company did not do, is that I just made it to where as soon as they filled in the form and they opted in, that it emailed them the free cookbook. So it gave it to them a lot faster. It was instant. They got that. And then it also notified them, and we had more days than this here, uh, notifying them in each of the emails that someone from their company was going to be reaching out about other uh, products and services that they had available that they could potentially qualify for. The same like the other company did, we use that same process. And then so on this was going with reminders about that the company is trying to reach out to them. Email number one had the free cookbook, and it also had the reminder that we were going to be called, that the company was going to be reaching out. And what I did on the emails that came afterwards was that it would start with, we're trying to identify ourselves again, the company, and then that is trying to reach out, and then it also had a callback number, and then it said if you didn't get your download the free recipe diabetic recipe book, that you can click here. So each one I just reversed it. So on here at the beginning it talked about getting the free book, and then that we would call. On these emails, every email that came after that, it was flipped to where we are trying to call. This is how you can reach out to us. And oh, did you also get the download? Just a reminder link to where you can download. So that kind of fed where they were like, hey, they're not just after trying to contact me. They gave me the link just in case I missed my other email to get the free book. All right, so I just took a quick drink of water there. Okay, so once they also opted in on the form, and we were using Facebook lead ads, so we didn't have to have a landing page for opt-in page. We just had to have a thank you page. And on that thank you page, we also had that we're going to be contacting you about other uh, offers that our company has, but at the top it said click here to download the free cookbook. Then the team would start calling and texting. They want to get people on the phone because they need to do that long survey that I just showed you. And we kind of tightened up a little bit with the survey because one of the issues that they were running into with their scripting was that they had to convince the individual to even want to stay on the phone. Remember, unlike the other company that was out there, they were buying leads. So they had to convince people, number one, to even stay on the phone with them. They were not offering a free guide. They were basically just calling people and trying to, like looking for a needle in a haystack for people who happen to have diabetes, who happen to want to talk to them on the phone about getting stuff with their insurance. And, like that's a very hard way to try to make sales. And so you can see with that way why their reps, the morale was very low, because it's like, man, some of these people will just hang up in my face. They don't even want to talk to me. So that's why when they were able to get the leads this way, the conversation was more of I'm calling you from, and I won't mention the company's name because they told me I can't do that, but I'm calling you from such and such company. You had filled out a form to get the free diabetic cookbook, following up to see that you got the free diabetic cookbook, and to let you know that there's other things that you may be able to qualify for free because you have that you may have needs on. And then they would go down the scripting and make the offers to them, make the pitches to them, like you said in the other one there. And so, but you could see just from solving that problem on the front end, and this is what I do for businesses, is that if you're a rep and you're calling someone, you don't want to have to try to convince them to be on the phone with you. They're going to be like, who's calling me? Why are you calling me? Where did you get my name and info from? Well, with the way that I put this campaign together for them, if anyone questioned that, we had, number one, data tracking from the downloads of the leads. And then we also had the information from what they had downloaded to be able to become a lead. So that was another bonus. And then another bonus is that the individual was expecting them to call, because we warned them here with the emails. They were warned right here with the on the landing page for the cookbook. So you can see that this makes the call for a lot easier. And then the ultimate benefit for them was that no one else had called the leads. When you're buying leads from these lead providers, people, those leads have been called like 5, 10, 20 times. The only way that they make money by selling leads is to sell them multiple times, because no one is going to pay them what they want to get for a new fresh lead. So if you're not running your own ads, you're buying leads, you're going to be, banging your head up against the wall one day, because you're going to say this is just not working. So once they qualified them, saw what they could get, what needs they have for equipment, then they would send that over to the doctor's office, and then the doctor would get the prescription, and then they would provide the service. So you can see that this is an excellent, excellent way for people, for a business to be able to generate leads and to solve their problems that they might be having. So before I close out, I want to show you something real quick that we have available. And watch out for my emails, because we're going to start having some night once a week after, I think, 5 or 6 Central Time. We're going to start having some calls where you'll be able to jump on and ask questions to get help with your business. So let me just get this page up for you. And it's for my Level Up Your Business 5-day challenge. I want to get that page up so you can take a look at that, because this is an excellent opportunity. If you're struggling with your business, you just seem to can't get it off the ground, this might be something that you want to take a look at. Let's see here, get my link going. And if anyone has questions, drop them into the box, and I'll answer those for you. Yeah, I'll answer those questions for you. Let me get this set up here. For some reason my browser, I cleared my browser, so I don't have my info set right in here. I'll get this real quick. But if anybody has any questions, you can ask the questions. You can put them in the chat box, or whatever that, don't be afraid to ask any questions. There's no stupid questions. Or you can email me later, and we can help you out with any questions that you might have. So I have lead generation offer. I'll put the link in this video. Okay, right here. So the number one issue that business owners have when they reach out to me is that they don't have enough people to talk to become customers. It's just like the chicken or the egg. Which one comes first, chicken or the egg? Well, you got to have leads before you're going to have customers. That's just the way it is. A lead could be prepped to be a customer because they, seen your business, seen your ads, or they're just ready to buy. You get lucky. But most businesses are not able to survive because they just don't have enough people to talk to. If you know your product or service, you believe in it, you know that it's good, then and you're struggling, and the only reason why you're struggling is because you don't have enough people to talk to. So I want to make this offer to you. I'm going to give you something that has helped me generate. It's more than this now. This is I forget when I set up this landing page, but at the time that I set up this landing page, it was over 3,251 leads that I had generated from utilizing this method that I did on YouTube, and over 292,000 that I've collected from those leads that I generated for free. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. All you got to do is fill out the form here, and then you're going to get a coupon code. I usually sell this program. I'm going to give it to you for free for becoming a lead. All you have to do is just fill out this form, click here. You're going to get a coupon code. I promise you, this whole course is 100% free. And if you don't put this into action to generate leads, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, mate. Maybe you're not 100% serious about your business. So this is something that could really work to benefit you and your business. And I'm giving it to you right now, absolutely free. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. The link will be above this video. If you're watching the replay, it'll either be above or below this video. And I hope you got something out of this. This is the way that campaigns are built. It doesn't matter how big or how small your company is. The only difference was that this company had a lot more money to spend on their ads. They started spending a little more than I believe like $50,000 to $60,000 a day. It ramped up, and then it went all the way to where this was $1 million per month generating campaign that we had put together for this company, and they're still in business. I'm not working with them. We did some training, and they have someone in house. As long as they don't mess it up, they don't have to call me. But if they do call me, I'm a consultant for them if they need any help with their lead generation or anything else with the campaign. But it came down to just solving the problem with the lead generation. All right. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and co-founder of Blue Book MKE, and let's level up your business 5-day challenge.